It is difficult to predict what the Las Vegas Raiders might decide on draft day. In today's discussion, we will analyze 5 players who could surprise everyone if the team chooses them with the 6th overall pick. While the likelihood of this happening is low, I feel it's important to discuss it, especially because last year I mentioned the possibility of the team picking a player who ended up being an excellent choice. However, we cannot forget that this pick was quite unexpected. Since I managed to predict that pick last season, several people have been asking me in recent weeks if we can do something similar in 2025. For everyone following this content, if you're looking for information about the Raiders draft, this is the perfect place. We will start the list from the 5th player to the 1st, with the 1st being a player who could truly be the pick and would be a great surprise to me. We begin with a pick that may leave some people perplexed, a quarterback from Colorado. I'm including him in this list because, based on several rumors and what happened with a quarterback recently, I would be truly surprised if the Raiders selected this player with the 6th overall pick. When a team makes a trade to acquire a quarterback, it shows that they are focused on winning immediately and understand the importance of preparing for that. Therefore, using the 6th pick on a player who will sit on the bench for several years doesn't seem like the best strategy. I know this player is very accurate and has already shown continuous improvement, along with a great mental toughness. It would be unwise to use a 6th pick on someone who will sit behind a quarterback for a long period. It's undeniable that he is very accurate and has proven his capacity for constant improvement. His mental toughness is remarkable. There are concerns regarding his character based on recent events we've heard about, and this makes me curious to see how he will perform at his next event. He needs to start standing out if he wants to be considered among the top 10. The reason I think this might happen is that he is the 2nd quarterback in his class. Some people believe another player might perform better. I spoke with some experts, and in their views, some consider another quarterback superior, but he has a renowned mentor. For those of you who have been following this content over the past few months, you're already familiar with the connection this player has with the Raiders organization. Additionally, it's been mentioned before that some members of the team would like the Raiders to select this quarterback, who is frequently in town. Recently, he was seen alongside another quarterback, which could surprise and shock some viewers. Now, let's move on to the 4th pick in my unexpected selections for the Raiders. At the 6th spot, I highlight an offensive lineman from a prestigious university. I really like this player's tape because I believe he has exceptional foot agility, which is one of the reasons he stands out as an elite pass blocker. He can still improve his performance in the running game. And if I'm honest, I'd like to see him demonstrate the same confidence in pass protection that he shows in the running game. I value his effort in every aspect of the field, and because of his agility, he's able to move quickly and make blocks. The Raiders are likely to consider several screen plays for their wide receivers, a trend that is prevalent in today's game. He might struggle when facing powerful NFL linemen trying to put pressure on him, but if you're looking for agility, he shines in that area. Admittedly, the injury brings some concerns, but I believe he could be the pick at number 6. Before the serious knee injury that occurred early in the college football season, many scouts considered him the top offensive tackle, surpassing other players in the college circuit. Additionally, he had the opportunity to work with the offensive coordinator the previous year, as this coach was leading plays at a college team. He shows considerable versatility, having played right tackle in 2022 at his university with a total of 19 starts on the team. Of course, he has the ability to play on both sides, but honestly, if the team goes in this direction, I imagine they might move this player to the left side and possibly convince another player, who has a contract with $0 guaranteed million, to shift to the right side. I respect an offensive lineman, but if there's an opportunity to improve the offensive line, which is crucial for those who prioritize building the trenches, it's not that I have anything against him. It's about seeking improvement at all positions in this offseason, and this player could represent a step forward. So, I'll leave a question for today's discussion. Who could be selected at the 6th position that would surprise everyone? I want the answer to be valid, not someone projected for rounds 3, 4, or 2. I'm talking about a player who should be selected in the 1st round and might not be in the spotlight, similar to others from 2023. I prefer not to mention athletes who didn't have a standout performance. Therefore, this will be the key question. Share below your unexpected pick for the 6th position. What I have in mind is presenting 3 players I'd like to see selected in this position, and all the names you'll see here are not that I consider them unsuitable, but they might be a bit too high for my taste, though these 3 could surprise many people across the country. I believe there's a possibility that this could happen, and I would be quite happy if they managed to get a standout player at the 6th position. For me, in trying to strengthen the front line, these are 2 players I need to keep in mind. I wouldn't be as excited, and I do believe it would be a bit of a stretch to pick a player who stands out for versatility at number 6. I prefer to see him in the range of 12 to 15, but his skills are noteworthy. Considering how the defense is structured, based on the leadership's ideas and how teams are assembled, I believe this crafty player could be a relevant pick at the 6th position. Now, let's explore some unexpected candidates for this position in the 2025 NFL Draft. Now, let's move on to the 2nd pick, which is the Ohio State wide receiver, ULTIMATUM. I mention this because it's clear that Las Vegas is looking to add a wide receiver in this preseason. One observation I made is that Geno Smith stood out in critical moments last year, particularly on 3rd downs, targeting Jackson Smith and Jigba. Honestly, when watching a book of play, he reminds me of Jackson Smith. They have a similar playing style. He is fluid, competent in running routes, and exceptional at receiving long passes. While he doesn't have elite speed to shine in the 40-yard dash, he's definitely faster on the field and shows countless impressive skills. For fans who value Jacoby Meyer's contributions, imagine having a younger version of him. Not as physical, but someone who will perform consistently and execute various tasks exceptionally well. The logic behind considering this pick is that the team is looking for a wide receiver one. While it might seem a bit early to select him in this spot, the potential is undeniable. There's a professional who's preparing to take on his responsibilities without objections and stand out in different aspects. I believe this pick could be the 6th choice because the team is looking for a number 1 receiver. While it might seem a little premature to pick him in this spot, some have started questioning the excitement around Tito McMillan. There's also a receiver named Matthew Golden, who, according to rumors at the NFL event, is considered an excellent alternative. The fact that Chip Kelly worked with him last season and the team interacted with him during the event could be a key factor in this decision. If you were to ask me right now, on draft night, as the team prepares to announce a name, I'd say this might not happen at the 6th spot. I believe the team might opt for a trade to move back into the 1st round, precisely before an increase in receiver selections, which I predict will happen around the 19th or 20th pick. This situation seems more logical. However, if ULTIMATUM is considered the standout receiver in the team's draft board, due to his relationship with Chip Kelly, and considering the importance of connections within the current organization and leadership, I wouldn't be surprised if he's prioritized over others. That's why I thought it would be relevant to mention him before commenting on the player who could be selected at the 6th spot, a pick that would definitely surprise everyone. I hope you'll join me to watch, as we'll be live during the entire NFL draft event. If you're looking for draft content, you've found the right place. I want to remind you that last year, during our live broadcast on the first day, we had a great audience following us, staying online for several hours. On the 2nd day, we also had a significant number of viewers watching us for an extended period, and on the 3rd, more people joined us over the hours. If you plan to follow the NFL draft and want to know the picks before seeing them on TV, come join us throughout the entire event. That's what a true fan would do. Now, let's get to the number 1 pick, the most surprising at the 6th position, Tyler Warren, a tight end from Penn State. If you're thinking that the team wouldn't select a tight end, many said the same thing last year when they opted for another player. What if they decide to repeat that strategy? Warren is a big and competitive athlete, and I'm a huge fan of Penn State football. He's a high-level prospect. When talking about elite talents in this draft, I truly believe he stands out in this group of real talents. One of my favorite aspects of his game is his mindset. When a player steps onto the field knowing he is the best, that's Tyler Warren in every game he played last season. Another aspect I admire about him is his ability to meet demands. There were games where the team said, I need you to get a certain amount of yards or touchdowns, or I need you to run to guarantee 1st downs, or I need you to make blocks. He even played Wildcat. Watching the college football playoffs, he truly met everything that was asked of him. And the reason the team made such requests is that he was the best player on the field. This reminded me of how other teams use another player, putting him in different positions, because when you're truly good, good coaches think, I need to put the ball in this player's hands. And that's why I can see this possibility at the 6th pick. It would be a surprise, but if the team opts for the best player available, I know people who rank Tyler Warren at that level, along with others. In the hands of this young athlete, it's possible to envision a pick in a spot that could surprise. However, if the team is focused on selecting the best player available, there are individuals who have been evaluated at this level, alongside others. Considering that the running back market is quite broad, there might be interest in acquiring a talented player. If they decide not to follow one option, they could consider acquiring another, but having a combination of elite players could create an exceptional duo in the league. The management already decided not to select a specific player previously, and it often seems like an audacious decision is necessary, leading the league to gradually adopt innovative strategies. With contracts continuing to rise, especially for certain positions, the question arises whether franchises will begin seeking versatile players who could be used in various roles. This would allow the possibility of having 2 potential tight ends, saving financial resources in the long run. However, if the goal is to select the best player available, it could result in an unexpected pick. It would certainly be an intriguing development. For those who want to know more about the top players who might be considered in this pick, additional information will be available in the comments and the description of today's discussion. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The Las Vegas Raiders may be facing a storm within their ranks, as rumors swirl that offensive tackle Colton Miller is growing increasingly frustrated with the team. Sources close to the situation claim that Miller feels undervalued by the Raiders, casting doubt on his future with the organization. The left tackle, who has been a pivotal part of the Raiders' offensive line since being drafted in 2018, reportedly believes his contributions are not being recognized appropriately. Miller, who was selected 15th overall by the then Oakland Raiders, has faced his fair share of challenges on the field. Despite a rough start in his rookie season, where he allowed multiple sacks on quarterback Derek Carr, Miller has steadily improved and become a mainstay on the offensive line. His resilience and adaptability, including his ability to remain at left tackle despite the addition of veteran Trent Brown, have made him a key asset. However, it seems his frustrations are rooted in how the organization perceives his worth. In 2021, Miller secured a lucrative 3-year extension worth $54 million, solidifying his place as one of the team's cornerstone players. But reports now suggest that the extension, which runs through the 2025 season, has not quelled his growing dissatisfaction. The tackle's discontent could be tied to a perceived lack of respect for management and a desire for greater recognition of his efforts. Miller's potential departure could leave the Raiders scrambling to fill a critical position on their offensive line. A trade or release would not only impact the team's blocking scheme, but could also send a message to other key players about the organization's commitment to valuing their contributions. The Raiders now face the delicate task of either addressing Miller's concerns or potentially losing one of their most consistent performers. As the situation continues to unfold, fans and analysts alike will be keeping a close eye on how the Raiders handle this internal conflict. Miller's future with the team appears uncertain, and his next steps could have significant ramifications for both his career and the future of the Raiders. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.